Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shield Bash. This is Mark, your host and GM, and to my right,
Neil playing Tooth Grimscar, who may make an appearance one of these episodes.
Will playing Uko, power to the healing.
Jason playing Bridger, going to try to do everything he can to make sure we don't find Tooth.
Curtis playing Dunk.
And Pete playing Nat Loomis, the glowing ball of fun. I'm caffeinated now.
Yay.
Britt playing Balmy Tiger.
you know, if Nat actually ends up finding Tooth first, does that make him a Tooth Fairy?
It might.
Technically a sprite.
I figured it was a
Tooth
matter of
Sprite.
time before someone
You're
did
still
that.
Fae.
I'm also going to point out the name Nat Loomis. Like, I think this is this session sitting down today is the first time we've heard the last name Loomis. It's a good play on words.
Thank you.
Was Nat named that by somebody? Like changed from his Fae name, or was that just like the name that he?
The way that the sprite naming works in here, in second edition, is one, they start out with a family name. But as they get older, they can choose their name based off of different things that they do. So Nat, G-N-A-T, is her first name, and then Loomis because of the glowing aspect.
And Nat, because you're itty bitty.
Itty bitty.
And very annoying. Gotcha.
Itty bitty with wings.
Non-functional vestigial wings.
Yeah, they get functional later, though. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
I won't have to use extra actions to reach things in my square. As it stands, if I'm not on the corgi, in order to reach something in my square, I have to either jump for it or use two actions to walk over to it and pick it up.
Wow.
Note to GM,
It's
kill
not-
the dog.
It's not actually a corgi, right? It's a flea.
No, it's an actual
It's a
corgi.
corgi
Okay, cool.
name flea.
It's a
Oh,
corgi,
corgi
named flea.
name flea. Okay, that's why I was confused. Where's Tooth?
That is the question. Have you guys seen any pillows?
We are toothless.
They
We are
usually
toothy.
put the tooth under the pillow when they lose it.
Yeah.
No,
I've heard about
man, that's old-fashioned. What you got to do is get your kids to get the bag that they hang on their doorknob. That way you don't have to worry about waking them up.
Is that a thing now?
That's
Yeah.
just a lazy way of doing it. I'm sorry.
No, my kids wake up as soon as you open the door. Like, it's not a thing.
I'll have to start looking into that. I got a couple years, I think.
When I was a kid, my grandma...
Does your kid even have teeth yet?
She does.
Starting, yeah.
Oh,
She
okay.
has 6 teeth, and she's getting a 7th.
Nice.
Wow.
4 on the bottom, 2 on the top.
Which is why it's so important that Pete is caffeinated.
Correct.
I was
Yeah.
thinking 2 out of 3 of his kids have teeth, at least.
They used to, man.
They used to.
When I was a kid, my grandma made me a little itty bitty pillow, like it's 8 by 8, you know? And it was shaped in the fabric was denim style, right? And it was a Tooth Fairy pillow. Had the little back pockets on it. Mm-hmm. Stick your tooth in there, and
Cool.
yeah.
I also had
Still
one of
got it
those.
somewhere.
My little sisters, I didn't have this when I was a kid because it was just put it under your pillow and the tooth fairy will leave you money. And it happened, so I'm like, cool. Didn't want to change anything. My sisters, when they came along some years later, we had advanced. So now we had a pillow that was tooth-shaped that had a little pocket on the front of it that you put the tooth in it for my sisters. So that's where they would put their tooth. And now, like Jason said, now we've even advanced farther. We hang the tooth pillow on the doorknob.
My middle child, the last tooth that she lost, she was a little asshole about. She didn't tell anybody. She just put it under the pillow. And a week later, she's like, I don't think the tooth fairy's real. Why?
We've convinced our kids, who by the time they are old enough to listen to this will know the truth, that we as the parents have to intermediate between these things. Like, we are the ones
Yeah,
who
like Santa.
we contact the Tooth Fairy. We send the information to Santa. Like,
Gotta send him an email.
yeah,
And,
you know,
and the bunny rabbit.
I like that. I'm probably going to steal that.
yeah. I mean, it came from your sister, who was also the one who thought up the idea for the little pillow on the doorknob. My kids still honestly believe in unicorns, even, and part of that though is they have lately seen some very believable fake unicorns.
Well, it is the national animal of North Korea.
Scotland.
Scotland.
That one. Yeah.
Scotland. Nice. Those close.
What the fuck, dude?
No, the national,
Of which
the national animal for North Korea is the communist squirrel. Come on.
There ain't no squirrels left in North Korea. They done ate all them.
That's my point.
Pete, are you sure you're caffeinated?
Geographically speaking, they're like, within a few million miles of each other.
North.
Cosmologically speaking, they're very close to each other. They're on the same planet.
Scotland's to the north of Britain, and North Korea's to the north of Korea. So, yeah.
They do have some
technically
similarities.
right.
They both have land. They both have water. They both have plants.
One makes really good whiskey.
They have
The
both-
other
they
one
both have
makes
people.
Something.
They have some
hungry,
similarities.
hungry
Oxygen.
people.
Some of them, they both make carbon dioxide,
You know, the funny thing about the Tooth Fairy, ironically, is whenever I received money from the Tooth Fairy, I went straight to the candy store.
It's funny how that
That's
works.
called a self-perpetuating cycle.
I have no idea what I do with my Tooth Fairy money.
I don't know. I don't remember either.
Probably baseball cards.
I will say that the Tooth Fairy is a horrible Pathfinder enemy.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in second
Yes.
edition, I've seen them on heard them on some of the podcasts used in swarms now,
Yeah.
which is horrifying.
As a GM, I love taking Tooth Fairies against low-level characters. It's a lot of fun,
Yeah.
especially if they're charisma-based.
One of the best portrayals, I think, of Tooth Fairies in the Pathfinder vein was actually in Hellboy 2. Do you remember that when they're
Yes,
in the
Vegas.
it's
museum?
horrific.
Oh yes, it is. It is terrifying.
The Tooth Demon.
Yeah, the little tooth
Yeah.
fairies come out.
Yeah. Chew on them.
Yeah.
There was
I
one.
guess they're like sprites or something, right?
Yeah.
There was one I was listening to. It's called Bored with Life. They stopped updating, so I stopped listening. But they had a creature in there. It looked like think of like the Mothman, but was made of teeth.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
It was like that is horrifying.
Isn't there a horror movie called Tooth or something like that? And it's a Tooth
probably.
Fairy that's just made
there's a
of
horror
teeth?
movie about a sentient, alien vagina. Like I wouldn't be
Like
surprised. Now.
Is that like Rule 34 or something?
No,
No. It's also horrific.
Last 69.
I'm really surprised Neil hasn't seen that movie yet.
See what movie?
I'm really surprised he wasn't in that movie.
Gonna say, he,
What movie?
Vagina.
he was probably in it.
Oh.
He was Vagzilla.
Neil doesn't follow
There
my
was
work.
there was an old porn movie called Chatterbox.
Oh, yeah?
Where the lady's vagina spoke and could sing and wouldn't shut
You
up.
guys know about that stand-up comedian lady who plays the harmonica with her vagina, right?
No.
Yeah, there's.
I mean we do now.
Tell us more, Neil.
She stands up on stage. She goes, "Excuse me a minute while I get ready," and she talks, and she pulls up her skirt and shoves the kazoo up her wahoo.
Okay, a kazoo is a lot less impressive than a harmonica.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she does
right.
both, but like
Okay.
her,
Oh, wow.
her opening thing is she
Got to get warmed up.
plays the Star Spangled Banner with the kazoo with her vagina.
Wow.
There's so many questions there.
Exactly.
None that I want to ask. The most impressive thing I ever saw with a harmonica was I saw Bruce Springsteen playing the harmonica and the guitar at the same time.
Cool.
Like, I felt that was very impressive.
You
Did he have
should
one of those collars or what?
you should look up
Bob Dylan does that too.
3 guys and 30 instruments.
With one cup.
3 guys, 30 instruments, and 1 cup.
Speaking of looking up, I had another shop talk show last night, and we talked about 2 things that we think everybody should watch. One is, especially if you're going to DM, Matt Colville. His Running the Game videos are very instructive.
Yeah, he's good.
And then pretty much everything done by Dead Gentleman Productions.
I have not heard of them.
I
Yes,
know
you
who
have.
Cool
Oh,
Guy
yes,
is.
you have.
Have I?
Zombie Orpheus, The Gamers.
They're the ones
Oh,
behind the Gamer
okay.
series.
Yeah. Never mind. I didn't know that's what they went
Journey
by.
Quest.
Yeah. My mistake.
Natural One.
Gotcha.
In fact, I believe you were there because I have the module for the Mask of Death, and I ran. Yeah, no, you were there because we were at your house when we ran that.
The
That
Pile
was-
of Bards. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pile of Dead Bards. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
When you guys used the duct tape of healing to attach the cinnamon roll of annihilation to the javelin of lightning and hurled it at the bad guy, collapsing the entire mountain down on top of you, and it's like, congratulations, you win?
Yeah. We won.
Nice.
It's a win if I've ever heard one.
Hey, Will got his first taste of old school D&D.
No, that was great.
Oh, yeah, I took
Did
him.
you play a wizard with 4 hit points?
No,
Well,
Darn.
actually, tell him what you did play, Will.
I
Wizard with 2
played.
hit points.
I played a druid, and I
Sweet.
was the only druid. In fact,
I played a wizard with 4 hit points
Yeah.
because you get your max hit
Yeah,
points.
yeah.
I had 1 to Constitution, so I actually had 5. So I was like,
Ooh.
I was
Whoa.
sporting. Yeah, I was
You
leading.
could
I was
survive a
leading
magic
from the
missile.
front.
Swinging a big dick.
Leading from the front.
You could survive a magic missile there.
Yes,
That's
one.
good. One
magic missile,
but not two.
Now,
One.
now Will almost got killed. First game ever.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was swallowed by an ooze, and I was
Oh.
floating gracefully in the ooze, and it decided to leave. So
Left him on the floor at 0
you're-
hit points.
You're like a what are those called? Those fruit Jello cups. What are those things called?
Jello cups?
No,
Yeah,
the
Jello cups.
Jellos have fruits in them. They have a name. Not just Jello, but fruit.
Jello cups,
Yeah, sure, whatever.
With fruit?
Yeah,
A Jello mold?
fruit cups.
sure. We'll go with fruit cup.
Speaking
So Will
of,
was a fruit cup.
Speaking of D&D,
Nothing's changed.
you guys, some of you guys
Spicy
share a lot
Will.
of TikTok shit in the group chat, and it's got me to actually try the app.
Oh God.
And
I'm
I
so sorry.
fell
I
down
am
the
too.
rabbit hole of D&D 5e.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. That
And
was
it's
probably
like-
horrible.
I want to play a warlock.
Warlocks are great, but
Dude,
playing
just
in
play
3.0 or
Kineticist.
3.5.
Really?
Yeah, Kineticist is the Warlock version in Pathfinder.
It's pretty similar.
It's similar, not as good, but it's still as fun.
The idea of the patrons that are fucking you over is just
Yeah, it's great.
that's pretty cool.
It's pretty fun.
In 3035, you can take a prestige class called Hellfire Warlock. You do additional fire damage with all of your blasts, but you take con damage every time you do it. It's fucking amazing.
I was watching this one series about this guy, and his like, so your patron really doesn't mess with you? No, as long as I don't see him or touch him, then I'm fine. And then Rogue comes in, hey, there's this little mouse dude that wants to say hi to you. Fuck that.
I'm out.
Speaking of 5e, I've played it. I gave it a fair shot. Did the Adventure League thing for like a whole con 1 year, and it was fun. But it just didn't have the depth that I like in my
based on the
gaming.
rule of cool. So I mean, like,
Right, and that's not bad all the time. But as a system, it's out there. It's everywhere. I mean, it's like the Coca-Cola of
yeah,
RPGs.
I mean, it's good for newer players
and
getting into
and
it.
sometimes they do some really cool stuff with it. Like, I just backed a Kickstarter called the Skyraiders of Abarax, and it's put out by Tracy and Laura Hickman.
Of Dragonlance fame, for
Of
those of you who don't know.
Dragonlance fame
Rabe, the,
and
lady we came with,
Ravenloft. They wrote Ravenloft back in the day. They wrote Ravenloft 2, House on Griffin Hill. Prolific writers and awesomely talented people. And it funded in like 88 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Damn.
I mean, you attach those names to it.
Yeah, and
it's gonna fucking
get some
happen.
fame. Yeah.
Shazam.
Right.
Mark,
And
regarding like 5e, second edition Pathfinder and stuff, there's more depth in Pathfinder then, even with the second edition versus.
much more. I mean,
Second
at
edition
least
is
in my
very
opinion,
deadly.
He said depth.
depth, like depth of
I thought I
play.
said deadly. Sorry.
As far as
choices,
the deadly
characters.
aspect, if you don't have the deadly aspect, then
Yeah.
what's the fucking point?
Well, I'm just saying, like, comparison-wise, first edition Dungeons & Dragons is probably still the most deadly, but second edition Pathfinder is much more deadly than first edition, which is okay as long as there's a balance around it, which
I
there
find
sorta
it's
is.
easier. It's easier to drop people
Yeah.
in second edition Pathfinder than it is in first edition. But in first edition, I found out that when I drop them, they stay dead.
Yep.
Pathfinder second edition, you get the what I call the yo-yo of death. They keep bouncing back up and down as people heal them.
We
or
had a
battle
paladin
mess
like
them.
that. What was his name? Justin?
Yeah. Well, that was the player's name.
Yeah. We were fighting a purple worm, and he went down the first round. got
Yeah,
up
well,
the
we
second
were
round.
level 4,
Yeah.
so
He went down the first round. I healed him. He was up the second round. Went down the third round. Healed him again. He was up the fourth round. Went down again the fifth round, and he just stayed down that time.
yeah. I will say this, listeners, if you listen to the Shop Talk Show, you've heard me say this a bunch of times. It's all about what you want to play at your table. Like, there are tables of people out there who they don't even really focus on the combat. Like, it's there, but like they play Intrigue and social
Right.
games. Like,
Which fine. Do what you want to
yeah,
do.
it's
Play whatever system you
yeah,
like.
Which one of my favorite, I guess, splat books for first edition is Ultimate Intrigue.
Yeah.
There's so
Yes.
much in there that can be.
hardcovers are not splat books.
They're not.
No,
Okay.
it's just one of the less common main books out probably.
There's so many different options in there, though.
Yeah, it's
you
pretty
can
cool.
do different things with, and I really like it.
Yeah.
On what you were saying about the Warlock, it's even more fun class to play when you don't start as a Warlock, because it's one of the easiest classes to accidentally end up as.
Accidentally?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, we were playing around with a deck of many things because reasons, and one of our players got sent off I can't remember exactly what card he pulled, but he pulled a card, and we just kind of thought he was gone. And so we went away from that session not thinking a thing of it, like, okay, he lost his character, that's how it is, and he's going to roll up a new one and come back. And he came back, for sure. He came back from hell with a new patron, and eventually he was a warlock at that point, but eventually we used the Deck of Many Things, got wishes, and we wished ourselves kind of like to never have found the deck. So now he had a patron, and we're in a alternate version of reality, right? Well, his patron still remembers.
Nice.
I was picturing what you. I was picturing more of like when you said accidentally, somebody's like leveling up their character and like, ah, shit, again? I was trying to be a cleric, but damn it. I don't know what it is.
And so nobody misunderstands. I was not knocking 5e, and actually I was excited when I saw this game because it's a new kind of system. They've added an app that actually gives players and GMs an interactive type deal in the game. But I was excited. I'm like, wow, this might actually get me to try running in 5e again because this looks really fun. Because the premise is just neat, and then plus, Tracy and Laura wrote it, so I know it's going to be amazing. Larry Elmore is going to do art for it, so
Always a cool thing.
Man,
bonus,
that's cool.
right?
I didn't know he was involved in that too.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, he's like the 300,000 Kickstarter goal. He'll do the cover for the Game Master,
Right.
the Sky Master's Guide.
Nice.
And they've got a really nice background of people that've been in this for a long time.
Very cool.
But yeah, it's basically it's like on a coast in an island, and this island's been cut off from the rest of the world. It was like a penal colony, kind of like Australia, but they have like made alliances and stuff and got together, and they have flying airships, the Skyraiders. So you're like sky pirates, just looks like really awesome.
Very
fun.
cool.
And I figure if I don't like the 5e, I can always convert it to
you can
2e
convert it
or
to whatever,
yeah. But it's great concept.
It sounds a little similar to your homebrew
Breakwater.
breakwater class that has the flying aspect.
Oh, the Sky Guard?
Yeah.
Well, when I saw it, I thought of the movie where the star falls to
Stardust.
Exactly.
Yeah, that movie was actually surprisingly good.
Yes, I love
had
that.
very
That's,
low expectations when I watched it. And I was like, this was actually pretty good.
That's a Neil Gaiman story.
Neil
yeah,
Gaiman, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of when I saw this. I'm like, oh my god, this will be so cool.
I will admit that is one of the ones I like to watch. I love Captain Shakespeare. It's
he's pretty
hilarious. We always knew you was a floozy.
We didn't care.
We didn't care because you was all captain.
What's his name?
That's Neil.
No,
Robert De Niro.
no, Superman.
Calvin?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill is in that.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he is the asshole villager that keeps beating up
Really?
the main character.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
It's a great role for him. It's right in his wheelhouse.
Speaking of Neil Gaiman, soon, by soon I mean probably like years from now because that's how things work, Netflix, I believe, is working on, it's either Netflix or Prime, I think it's Netflix, is working on a project with him called Sandman.
Yep.
Yeah, based off of the
book.
those stories.
Which
Graphic
was
novels, right?
Very good. This one was just a book.
Just a book?
I
Okay.
believe, yeah.
Yeah, there's also graphic novels of that and whatnot. But yeah.
I mean, I would presume it's Prime because they have like a lot of the other of his stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure Prime also has American Gods, right? And I know they have Good Omens.
I don't think so.
Stars has American
Yes, Stars
Gods.
has American Gods.
That
Which
is
is
also a
was-
fucked up show.
And they've done Yancey's Boys too.
Yeah, You can get all of that through Prime, however.
Well, I mean, you can get anything through Prime if you pay.
Yeah.
Damn enough.
So,
Oh, I guess Pete's
we're
ready to
looking
go.
for Tooth.
Yes,
we're really not.
Well, really not, because nobody knows he exists,
I
but
think
can
it's
pretend.
going to be more of we're going to stumble on a
that's
lone
fine.
tooth.
Yeah,
Neil,
that's
I
fine.
really don't know that
Maybe
we
Grim.
need you at this point. We're
it's
doing
fine.
fine without you.
That's fine.
But as Pete said, we are back with our heroes, and last time they had just overcome some skeletons and the rogues were really proud of themselves, and then they kind of got berated by the sprite and by Uko as they came in and killed the main threat they saw was the zombie sitting up out of the sarcophagus.
Well, by the time they got there, it was the only threat, right?
That
Yeah, that's
awesome
what they
one
thought.
damage
They thought that was the only threat.
from the heal spell, 2
Yep.
action. That was fucking phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah, well, he made sure it's dead
Yeah, yeah.
now. That's not coming back again. And, Uko likes to be thorough, so well done. So now,
Yeah, he does.
it looks
okay.
to me like Bridger and Nat have moved back to the intersection where the barricade
He'll always
was.
give the reach around.
Are the rest of you going to come up and join them?
Yes.
All right. The tunnel leads on ahead of you and then makes a curve to the left where it descends farther down into the earth. And as who's leading this pack of...
That would be not Nat.
Not
I
Nat?
didn't figure Nat would be leading.
The whole range, cavalry kind of combat style. She's not going to lead.
Oh,
Whoa.
little far. Move it back. That's perfect. Right about there. Awesome. So as you guys are moving through, is that Bommy Taker in the lead there?
That's right.
Bommy, give me a perception check.
All right. Hang on. Let me look up my modifier.
Hey, Britt, I think you should start borrowing dice every time. 'cause
Yep.
You're rolling decent.
Rolling pretty good today.
Did he actually get B's dice?
No, he's
No.
got
Okay.
mine. My green dragon.
These are
dice
not
that I
the
retired.
famed jinx
Donk,
dice.
if you want to go ahead and give me a perception
So
check,
it's
you're
the
right
residual
there with
from
you too.
Neil
Yeah.
that's causing him to roll well.
Probably.
18, 20,
Yeah, I should have been a friend con. That was freaking insane.
26.
Excellent.
I'm busy with my pickle jar right now.
Okay.
I rolled a 7.
Bommy, just so I know, you noticed 2 things.
Okay.
What languages does Bommy speak?
God damn it. Mark.
Sorry, I need to know this.
Just say all of them.
I'm going to guess Dwarven and Common.
That's my guess.
If he doesn't have an intelligence
What were you gonna say,
modifier, then
Pete?
that'll be it.
You look like you were going to say something.
I don't know. Maybe he's got rings.
It was regarding
be expert in
you at
Hey.
FriendCon,
Oh,
and
come
one
on.
day you rolled what? 15 nat 20s.
Yeah, I rolled at least 50 in the whole weekend. It was fucking insane.
Okay, so it looks like to me, what's your intelligence modifier there?
0.
The int is
Yeah.
0.
Okay, so you speak Common and Dwarven, which is kind of what I thought. I just want to make sure. So from farther down into the cavern...
I'll go ahead and select those now, okay?
Yeah. Farther down into the cavern, you hear... But more importantly, before you hear that, you looked up and you see about 10 feet above you, there's like a ledge, like maybe there's like a shelf up there that you could actually clamber on.
All right.
But you do hear the sound of several voices speaking a language that you're not sure of down there.
Okay, so I'll do
Ahead of you.
the hand signal to stop.
Bommy puts his hand up, makes a fist.
Bridger reaches out and bumps it.
Right.
Hey, dude.
Right.
Sweet, man.
So I'm going to ask, does anybody speak Draconic?
Where's my languages?
Bridger speaks Draconic.
I'm going to point at my
Bridger,
ear.
you say, you hear farther down,
Get them! Get them! Stab it! Stab it! We will eat for days! Quick! Quick!
Hey guys. Something's speaking Draconic down there. It's in a fight. It's hungry. I think it's got something big.
Should we help it?
Well, I think we should go and see what's happening before we decide which side to join. Because it could be like more kobolds fighting a giant rat, or it could be like more kobolds fighting some person who managed to wander down here in some bizarre twist of fate.
At which point we should make allies of the kobolds, right?
It depends. We are missing a party member at this point. There are not enough of us.
Oh, so we should get a kobold to join. Kobolds are like humans, right?
It's hard to say. Mostly because the words are difficult to pronounce in Sylvan.
Draconic.
No, he's not a dragon. He's a fey creature.
Oh.
I don't mind the pronouns, but I'm actually a girl.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm not the one who sees somebody scaled and thinks they're human. Little brosina.
A skin condition, right?
No, I'm actually I'm a natural born lycanthrope. I'm just constantly my hybrid form is a were iguana.
That's awesome.
Rawr.
Now you guys
Uko
hear
looks confused.
you guys hear another kind of a louder, deeper voice speaking. Does anybody speak Orcish?
Let me look.
I haven't selected my language.
Did you mean to say
I
Aklo?
need to.
No, I meant
okay.
Orcish.
I do not speak Orcish.
Okay, we hear another language that you're not familiar with, apparently, until at least you finish your characters and choose your languages. But that's not important. But you definitely
2
hear
months. 2 months.
another voice, and just from the sound of it, it seems like they're kind of going, "Ha ha, can't get me," and this like really spurns the other voices to go.
We'll get you. We're going to eat you. You'll feed us for days.
They're gonna eat something sentient, so we should probably hurry.
Neil, you need to start singing "Can't Touch This."
Nah. My name's not Hammer, it's Tooth.
So, do you guys continue down the corridor?
That's Toof Koloweka to you.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so you can move yourselves
Thanks, Kurt.
right to the entrance to this
Mark, right.
the entrance of this room right down here, and I will tell you what you see right there at the end of the corridor. As you enter into this large room, it looks like it was once a storeroom for a building above it. At the far side, you can make out what might have been a cage or a cell of some sort, but it is now full of crates, barrels, and a rather large orc who is sitting on a crate laughing at several kobolds that are trying unsuccessfully to get in what appears to be a locked cell door, and they're sticking their spears through, but they can't reach him by a few inches, and he is laughing at them in Orcish and taunting them. One of them finally gets an idea and picks up a pry bar and is trying to pry the gate open just as you come down the corridor. They don't appear to have noticed you yet.
I want that pry bar.
You ain't got one yet?
One of the most important
Can have
tools
two.
ever.
What's better than one pry bar?
2 pry bars.
In first edition, I have an adamantine
Crowbar?
magical crowbar that I use
Yes.
to beat people with on a character.
So do I.
Those are
Oh, do you?
expensive.
Kyle.
So, what are you guys doing?
I'll call out to the kobolds in common. Hi guys. What you up to?
They're definitely not scared.
Bridger will translate.
Well, when they hear this high-pitched voice, all 5 of them kind of jump and startle and spin around, and you hear them say,
Kill them too. More meat for the baby.
and let's roll initiative.
More meat for the baby!
I do not translate that part because it's really confusing.
What did they say? Did they say hi, friends?
I'll tell you on my turn.
What are we using for a mod
Other
on
way
this
to
one?
meet.
This is going to be perception.
All right.
Bridger will, however, announce, like, they're going to try and stab us. Just,
That's
why?
handy. All right, Bommy, what did you get?
Yeah, I think I got a +8 on perception here. I'm looking.
Fucking magnifying glass.
There it is. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. What's that all together there, Pete?
That'd be 21 for Bommy.
Thanks, Pete.
And Nat, what did you get?
Nat got 20.
That's going to happen more than
Excellent.
once.
Donk,
Okay, what score did I want to use?
Perception.
Were we stealth? Perception?
perception. You weren't stealthing.
17.
17, excellent. Uko,
21.
well done. Who's got the better initiative, Bommy or Uko?
I got a 6.
You mean on the die or for the
No, on your
modifier? I got an 8.
So Bommy is going to go right before Uko. Bridger, what did you get?
I'm back down to a 6.
A 6 again. And for the first time ever, Toof Grimscar, which they don't know who you are yet, but the orc gets a nat 24.
26.
26.
Well, I mean, he would be paying attention, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would. All right, so the way this is going to go is Toof Grimstar, you're sitting there kind of, making fun of the kobolds as they're ineffectively trying to get to you. You're not sure, well, we're not sure how you found yourself here. However, you're just kind of at your ease. You're laughing at them, pointing, saying off-color things in Orc, which they don't understand, and they've been saying stuff to you in Draconic, which you don't understand. So it's just been kind of a way to pass the time here down in the caves where you found yourself. What would you like to do now that you see reinforcements arrive, or at least you hope they're reinforcements?
Toof will first get off of his crate that he's sitting on here.
Soapbox.
And he's going to... Is it 5-foot step or stride? What is it called when you do a 5-foot step?
Well, you can stride,
Yeah.
or you can take a guarded step, or just step forward 5 feet.
I'll
Whichever
just
you like to do.
step forward 5 feet, and then I'll whack the one that's attempting to open the cage, I guess.
Yeah, hit that one right in front of the door.
It's going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
10 damage.
Wow, I don't know what you were waiting on. Maybe you were just tired, but you just split that one's lid, and he is no
just
more.
5 foot. And then I'll attack the blue guy, apparently.
Are you attacking with a reach weapon?
Sure am. It's going to be a 20,
What is it?
27 to hit.
What is it?
Schlong.
It
Yeah.
appears to be a pole arm.
Yeah, that's a critical hit.
Oh, nice. It'll be 24 damage.
Yeah, he's dead too.
And I'm going to laugh at him in Aklo.
This guy is like on fire. He stands up and keeps standing up, and then he just starts whacking through the bars with these kobolds and drops 2 of them right in front of you. One of them like shrieks when he sees him kill the 2 in front of him, but he sees Bommy come in the door, and he throws his spear at you, Bommy.
I think the decision's been made for us, fellas.
That's going to be a 15.
Nope. Go fish.
So you're able to duck out of the way of that, and he's got another spear in his hand, and this time he's going to get a little closer, and he's going to try to come up and stick you with it.
All right.
How about a 19? How's that do you?
That'll get it.
All right, he stabs you with his spear, and you take 6 points of piercing damage, and that is his turn. And Bommy, you're up. You can try to respond to his attack.
I think I will. I don't even have to move, do I?
Nope.
Yeah.
He came to you.
That'll be a 20.
Oh, yeah, that hurt.
That'll be a 12 for damage.
Wow. And Bommy just offs that one without any problem whatsoever. Well done. You still have 2 actions,
2
my
actions,
sir.
don't I?
Yes,
yeah, I was
sir.
just thinking that. Did they all have spears?
They all have spears.
All right. I've moved 15, I think.
Yeah.
Can I prepare an action when one of them takes 5?
No, because you attacked first. You
So I've
have
only
to
got
have
2. I've only got one
actions.
action
You
left.
have 1 action
Okay,
left,
I'm learning.
yes.
All right.
If you wanted, because you have 25-foot movement, correct?
I think so.
You should be able to move up and attack one of them, the
Alright.
one closest to you, if you want to. You don't have to.
All right, here goes.
Dwarves, just for the record, have 20 feet.
Oh, can't do that then. You're 5 feet
Nope.
too short.
Yep. Story of my life, man. Too short.
I think if he was
No, if
extra
he just
5 feet
went,
tall,
if he
he
just
would be
went
really tall.
where
If you went diagonal, you'd be all right.
yeah,
I
if he
think.
went where he actually started from, he would be fine.
Cool.
So,
I'll accept it.
Wait a minute. The movement on this one's a little different, or?
You're fine.
No, we're saying instead of you doing a right angle,
Yeah,
if you had just walked
Oh,
straight from where you started
right,
to
okay.
this
Fine,
creature,
yeah.
it would have been.
All right, so I can go ahead and
You can attack.
stick
him.
him.
Roll a 20. Come on, do it.
Not so much. A 9 will not get it.
No, a 9 will not. He dodges out of the way.
Neil's character is now on the board, so your luck is gone.
Hate when that happens.
I was figuring that Brett's severe lack of luck was just affecting Neil's dice.
Oh, okay.
It does wear him out eventually.
All right, so that was Bommy. Uko, you're up. You hear the sounds of battle.
Uko is going to slide forth through this tunnel past his friends.
So Uko moves up to the entrance to the room.
Seeing these small creatures that he's probably never seen before, he's going to drop his holy symbol that's kept on a chain, on a small, not chain, but like a piece of wire. Spin it like it's a comet, and it's gonna begin to light, and then he's gonna let the light loose at one of them and cast Divine Lance.
Which one? The one that Bommy's attacking, or the other one?
The far one.
Excellent.
That is a 16 to hit.
That is a hit, sir.
Sorry,
Real
you can't
question
understand
is-
what's going on in my head. Sorry.
Okay.
The real question is, how much damage does this do? Because I don't remember.
I think it's a D10.
Oh, it's a D4.
I'm gonna say lightning lance or divine lance. I think is D4 plus
Plus your casting
caster.
stat.
Is that a cantrip?
8 points of damage. Good
And
damage.
as the glowing comet hits the poor unfortunate kobold in the face, it blows his head clean off. It's not a 44 Magnum, but it's close.
Okay, so you know how when
It's a
there's
D4 Magnum.
whenever there's a pause in speech like
It's
that,
a
right?
D4 Magnum.
My brain will fill in the blanks for you. So
Sweet.
when he, when he says he's going to drop his, my head said detachable penis. And then when you said divine lance, I'm like, oh, it could be.
Some would call it holy.
Interesting.
Detachable penis.
So you moved, and that was 2 actions for the cantrip. You are done, correct, sir?
Correct.
All right. Nat, you saw Uko move past you. In fact, a lot of people move past you, and you're in the back, and you hear the sounds of combat.
Giddy up, flea! So,
Corgi cavalry charge!
we move up to the separation there, the gate thing. It's still closed, right?
Oh, yes. They could not get it open.
I look towards the orc, and in common I go, I'll fuck you up if you attack. And hunt prey on the remaining kobold and fire.
The orc's common is kind of bad, so all he heard is, I'll fuck you.
I don't think it'll fit.
So that's a nat 20.
Oh, God have mercy. My poor kobolds.
Kobolds got murdered.
Done, son.
Way to follow up a threat, though. It's like, I'll fuck you up. Shoot this guy right down the throat.
21 damage.
Yeah, it goes right through his junction of his neck and his head, and just kind of explodes out the back, and he falls over dead.
So then I turn towards the orc with the bow facing him and go, like I said, drop it or die.
I'll talk back in Aklo. You're not very threatening.
Do you speak Aklo?
No, I speak common and I speak Sylvan, and I'm glowing blue
You want to know something funny?
on top of a cute corgi.
I'm probably the only person that could have spoken Aklo other than him, and
Didn't pick it.
I don't have the int modifier.
Speak Aklo.
Oh, you do?
So,
Nice.
No, I said I could.
Oh,
so
okay,
this thing just spoke to you in common. You answered it back in Aklo. It spoke to you in common again.
Yeah. So the second time you talk, I will respond with, why would I fight you guys? Like, why we're not enemies. The kobolds were trying to eat me.
And why don't you go ahead and tell us, what do they actually see inside the cage there? We know it's an orc, but what does he look like?
There's a big orc that is wearing a skull, basically the front half of a skull on his face, but there's only one tooth. So like the jawline isn't, the bottom jawline's not there, but the top half of the skull's there. It's white, and there's just one tooth.
Okay, one incisor on one
Yes,
side.
one tooth. And he's got a red cape on, carrying a fauchard that he's obviously quite effective with. He looks like a pretty standard orc other than that.
Big, hulking, green.
Big, green, mean-looking.
Uko will
tooth.
walk into the room and say, are you stuck in there?
I'm not really sure how I got here. I woke up just a little while ago to the kobolds yipping and yapping, trying to murder me. Not exactly sure how I got here. Last I remember, I was in the swamp, and then I'm here.
Well, what Tooth Grimscar, he tells you his name. What he did, I think he drank a little too much, but he wandered in to the cave complex where he's at, and he saw this storeroom, which was actually open when he got here, and he went in and thinking it would be a safe place to bunk down for the night. He shut the door behind him, which unfortunately locked. But fortunately for him, when he woke up to the yips and yaps of the kobolds trying to get into the cell, he was very glad that door did lock. And he's a little hungover, a little headache, but at least you guys took care of the kobold problem, and now he's stuck.
Hey, Bridger, is this the rest of the... You keep saying that there's something wrong. Is this the rest of it?
I don't know. Hey, Tooth, right?
Yep.
Hey, hi. Can I see your hand?
Yeah.
No, come here. And he reaches, Bridger will put his hand through the bars, even.
Okay.
It's so touching. One green being touching another green being.
Green bean.
If you wear gloves, he tries to pull it off your hand
Okay.
and everything, and he's looking at it, and he's tracing the lines of his hand, and goes, yeah, this is the guy. All right.
Well, Tooth...
Wait, are you a guy?
Yes.
Then this is the guy. Could have been the gal.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Nat, and
You
the
look like
rest
one.
of the humans here. This is Bridger. He's a were-iguana, always in iguana form.
Were-iguana,
And
gotcha.
and that human is Uko, and that human is short, but he's donk,
that's a
and that's
dwarf.
Balmy.
Yeah, that's a dwarf. That's a goblin.
And this is Flea.
That's a dog.
He helps me get around.
Yeah, that's a dog.
I know that Flea's not a human.
What? Okay.
Donk.
Yeah.
Donk approaches the door to the cage and
Yeah.
offers him a rat's foot from the jar.
Okay. I'll eat it.
Just
All
a
right.
All right.
It is tasty and actually has
Pickly.
a kind of a pickled smoked flavor that you find strangely familiar and enticing.
That's pretty good.
I hold the jar out so that Bridger could get something out of the jar if he wants something.
Oh, no thanks, man. I ate earlier. And most of that stuff's only been in there for like 20 minutes, so let it brine a little more, my dude.
So it looks like you beat shit with a stick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can lead the way.
Well, you're going to have to get him out of the cage first. We have 2 rogues, which is fortunate.
I'm going to start looking around in the crates and barrels and shit, see if I find anything.
Okay, so while you guys are working on the door, he just says, okay, cool, nice to meet you, and turns around and starts rifling through the contents of the barrels. So, Tooth, if you would like to, start pulling on the things, you open the first barrel, and looks like there's some long spoiled foodstuffs wrapped in stained cloth in the first one. The second barrel, you see a small pile of treasure. Looks like 200 silver coins. There's a silver ring in there. Oh, and there is a really finely wrought short sword in the bottom of that barrel.
Sweet.
Do you tell your new acquaintances about
Hey,
this?
I found some stuff. Anybody want a short sword?
How short?
It's like twice your size, so great sword to you.
No, thank you.
I could use it.
All right, here you go.
Thanks.
This is a finely wrought weapon. It looks even more intricate and exquisite than the one you already found from the sarcophagus.
Great. It'll help me as Bridger is going through checking kobold hands for any that look very delicate or very nice looking kobold hands. He can use that to hack them off.
About that.
Okay.
So while he goes to work looking at some hands, I will start looking at removing hands and feet to put in my pickle jar.
Wow. Okay.
At least what it can hold.
You guys are you're all about the hands and feet. This is a weird fetish, but hey, I'm not going to shame anybody. No kink shaming here.
How big is the pickle jar? Is it like large size or something? How's he fit all this shit in there?
I'd say, in my head canon, it's like the size of maybe like a 3-gallon jar, like you would see pickled eggs on a bar.
Gotcha.
That's my head canon. Is that correct, Donk?
It's large, yeah. I didn't put a size to it. And
Is it like tied to a rope around your neck? Like, how are you carrying this shit?
Yeah, it's on a little sling.
He's
And
got a
I'm-
jar lasso, like a
Okay.
bandolier around
And
his
I was wondering
around
if
his
you're like
shoulder.
Flavor Flav and just got that giant thing on your chest.
And that is his armor.
And I'm constantly eating from it as I go along. So
Oh, okay.
So this cell is made out of looks like good steel, and it's a pretty good lock. When the rogues go look at that lock, and there's no key to be found on the kobolds. However, as you guys are cutting the hands and feet for whatever reason off the kobolds, you do notice that a couple of the kobolds have this weird like necklace, and it looks like it's a piece of shell of some sort. You'd probably need like a nature check to tell what it is, and let me know if either one of the thieves wants to release the orc.
What are we using for that in...
Well, this would be a thievery check if you're wanting to pick that lock, and I assume you have lock picks, correct?
You would assume that, wouldn't you?
I would hope so, but you didn't even have any languages you could speak, so I don't know. You may be an illiterate, toolless rogue for all I know. I mean, I don't know.
Do you have thieves' tools?
Ran out of money.
So
I have thieves' tools.
Okay. I have them. I just can't use them.
The sprite's like, would you like these?
Yeah.
They're itty bitty. It's like the size of your fingernail.
Oh, they're so cute.
It's like that scene from the Mummy 2 where Evie pulls out like the little hammer and chisel, and he just looks at her until like he pulls out the sledgehammer. It's like, this is how I break into things.
We had a rogue without thieves' tools, and we had a cleric with the rogue that didn't have thief tools, and we had a cleric who did not have healer's tools.
Nice. Good work, guys.
They're both supplied by the
I'm going to put the silver ring on, by the way.
Good team, right?
Hey,
It looks
Brett?
rather
Yep.
small and only gets about the first joint of your pinky finger.
you can go ahead and mark that you have thieves' tools now.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, one of you small people, you want this tiny little silver ring I found? I think it might be a cock ring or something.
So, Bommy, are you going to use your thievery skills to try to pick this lock and let the
Only if it's Prince Albert.
your new orc friend out?
Yeah.
It's not Prince Albert in a can. It's Prince Albert in a cell.
So what do the thieves' tools give me for a mod bonus?
They just allow you to use
They
it.
allow
they
you
just
to
let you do it. Yeah, okay, that's even better.
Bridger, these things have tails. They're not humans then, right?
And Bridger just looks at his own tail and goes, "Wait, you weren't joking about that, were you?"
They're were-iguanas, aren't they?
No,
That's why you could understand
They're
them.
kobolds.
What's a cobalt?
Uko says, I'm also
Bridger just
not a human."
motions to the bodies on the floor.
There are, in fact, no humans in the direct vicinity, alive or dead.
I'm sorry, I technically by rules, I count as a human and an orc.
That seems like a really metagamey thing to say.
Well, wait a minute, man. We ain't sure about them skeletons back there.
But they're not in the direct vicinity. They're back there.
Right.
Bommy, what did you
you
get
got
for
me
your
on a
thievery
technicality.
roll?
Well, it's a good thing I never had thieves' tools before today, because I just really know how to use them all of a sudden somehow. Got a 22.
Yeah, with less than a minute work with his new thieves' tools, half that time actually unpacking everything, going, "Oh, those are so cool." He pops the lock with no problem, and the cell door swings open.
Hello. Open the door.
Hello.
Walk out. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me.
So you guys have a really finely wrought short sword that Bridger took charge of. You have the pinky ring on Tooth Grimscar, and you have about 200 silver pieces.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Can we also loot the bodies for the kobolds?
Yeah,
Like
you can
spears
take.
or
You
whatever
can
they
take.
got?
Each of them have 3 spears, except for the one that threw at Bommy and missed. It hit the rock wall and shattered. Not very finely made. They have those, and 2 of them have these strange necklaces with this piece of shell or
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask what
coral or
knowledge
something
lore
on
check
there.
you wanted for that.
Nature.
How about swamp?
I'll let you try that. It'll be a little harder, but it's an adjunct skill, yes.
Nat, I'll go ahead and cast Detect Magic, and then I'll roll a nature for it. That's fine.
The sword that he has, that Bridger has, glows.
Apparently, Thieves' Tool actually does give a +1 bonus to the check.
Oh, I thought they had to be a special set, but that's fine.
Well, there's multiple sets.
You
in
made
this-
it more
this
than
edition.
enough.
Yeah, there's concealable and
Infiltrators.
infiltrators, and yeah, it's a little bit of detail there.
Just
That's
wait
kinda
until you get the explosive ones.
So what did you get on your swamp lore?
I got a 19 on the swamp lore.
Okay. And Nat, what did you get on your nature check?
Nat got a 14.
All right, 2 of you put your heads together with this, and between your swamp lore and then nature lore, you're not sure exactly what creature this came from, but you can tell that this was an eggshell of some kind. You're leaning more to like maybe an axe beak, big bird type thing. You're leaning more to like maybe some kind of reptile, like a crocodile or maybe even a swamp drake. You know that swamp drakes,
Right.
they lay eggs.
Okay.
But it's just from the piece that you have and the thickness, it's a pretty big egg.
Can I interject here? Can we have a slightly meta discussion? We should establish a note taker for our loot.
Yeah, I would prefer to not be it, because I pretty much always am it.
And you are it for the other one in Serpent Skull.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I would agree that somebody else could.
I'm fine with being it. Nat is the bibliophile, so she's going to be
That'd be perfect
trying to
then.
grab all
Yeah.
the books she can anyway.
Okay.
So
Nice.
Sweet.
So don't forget we have the. Do we remember who took the really nice short sword we found last time?
Nope.
Wasn't me.
All right, so we'll just put it in group funds. And now we have the really nice shield, and now we apparently have a magic short sword.
Before we write down the really nice shield, hey, Mark, what kind of shield is that?
That is a metal shield, standard metal shield, not sturdy or anything, just a regular metal shield. It can be used as such, and it's also worth 5 gold pieces just for its artistry alone.
Oh, it's not one of the actual lion shields. It's just an
Like a-
embossed
no.
lion.
Yes,
Gotcha.
embossed lion.
Like a steel shield.
I was confused there for a second.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I presumed it was not a magical item lying shield.
Right. I thought it wasn't as well, but I want to make sure.
And then you took the sword we just found, so I don't need to write that down, right?
Well, I'm not going to keep it once I'm done cutting hands off, if I even find any hands worth keeping.
Yeah, you can tell from that, and I'm sure you're going to make the artistry check or crafting check on it. Everybody's got a pretty good score on those. It is a +1 short sword, so that'll give you a +1 to hit only in this edition. But it does count as a magic weapon should you need to overcome a magical resistance.
While you're looking at things and getting things sorted, Uko is going to... I had to check my own name.
Wow.
Uko is going to say, does anybody want that shield?
I would definitely like to not carry it anymore.
Here, I'll carry it.
Here you go, buddy. Thanks. I appreciate you sharing that burden with me.
Of course. Uko is going to actually use the shield.
Excellent. So we've got the treasure divvied up and the rest put in party funds. And what would you like to do next? You do remember that Bommy had pointed out a ledge halfway down the passageway to this room, back the way you came. And you do see a discoloration over in the corner of the room that looks odd.
Well, real quick, you said your name is Toof, right?
Yeah.
So this is Uko. He is a priest. This is Donk. He is a goblin.
Yes.
This is Nat. She is a librarian.
She is a gnat, yes.
And that's Balmy Taker. What you guys say? Balmy Taker. He is. I don't know. What do you do for a living, bro?
Ain't it obvious?
I prefer not to make assumptions on people.
Right.
He hides in the corner while we fight stuff.
I would say that you were a club bouncer.
You keep on thinking that, man.
That is an indication that I am not correct.
Well, he didn't correct you.
Yeah, I said it's an indication.
Yeah, but he didn't correct you. He didn't change it, so he must be a bouncer.
You are not familiar with social cues, are you, little brosino?
Donk thinks that Balmy Taker is a locksmith.
He's very proficient with killing it for a locksmith.
Man, if she knew what a gnome was,
Uko's-
she would think I was a bearded gnome.
Uko's eyes are like darting back and forth, and he goes,
But she thinks everybody's human.
he's definitely not that.
I know what a gnome is. A gnome is a short person. You're all tall.
That is clearly not indicative of the truth. It looks right at Donk.
I read in a book, a human is a tall, two-legged creature with skin.
You need a new book.
You need a better book.
This is the philosophy thing. Large, bipedal, featherless. It's like a plucked chicken is a man.
Hey, that ring that he's trying to slip on his finger, does it look like it would fit on a goblin?
Yes.
That is why I offered it to the party if any short person needs a cock ring.
And Doc, when you handle the ring and you notice it fits on all your fingers a little loosely, you thought it would be snugger after seeing it on his huge paw. But you look at it and, wow, this is a nicely made silver ring. It's probably worth about 5 gold pieces.
And I'm sorry if I wasn't paying attention. Did the ring glow? Was there any magic in the ring?
It did not.
Okay.
It's shiny, but it did not
It's
glow.
fancy.
It's just very cool.
Uko will say to Toof, were you speaking Aklo? My mother used to speak Aklo, and the other commune members.
What? Yes?
Commune, like when you share food, like a communion?
Right? What?
We shared food, yes.
Excellent.
You guys are fucking weird.
We found you in a cage.
Yeah, but at least I got here for a good reason.
The goblin looks at you and kind of throws his hands up. He turns around and starts walking towards the other direction.
So you're heading back towards the ledge, Donk?
Yeah, actually, you said there was a thing that caught our attention in the corner. It was kind of discolored or something.
It's over in this corner here.
I'll go take a look at it. Can I use perception before I
Give
get
me a
right on it?
perception, yeah.
That's a 20.
Yeah, you get over there and you notice that there is it's not really a secret door, it's more concealed as it blends in with the rest of the wall, but you see a little depression that if you press it, the door will swing open.
Okay, I share that with my current humans.
Oh,
So you say half the sentence to
All right, sweet.
so you're saying you won't talk to me anymore?
No, that's not what he's saying. He turned like I think I found the door, and he kind
you
of
open it?
opens the door and then steps back.
Where is that at on the map here?
Right here.
So, listeners, the doorway that we came in on, it is the same wall, opposite corner. So, what do you guys think? Should we go back and check out that ledge, or go through the secret door? Because I would vote the ledge, so as we have a clear path of retreat, should we need to abandon this quest and flee for our lives.
What do you mean by abandon? Or she's gonna pay us more than a sprite job to do this.
Lemons.
So is this guy just like
Even the goblin starts laughing under his breath.
high on pesh or something? Like what's wrong? What's up with this guy?
Are you? Who
no.
are you asking?
I'm just saying in common, looking
I
at the whole
don't do
group.
I don't do drugs, man.
Oh, okay. Did you used to?
No.
I used to, but I still do.
Yeah, Mitch Hedberg. I used to do drugs. I still do, but I
Well,
used to as
also.
well.
So,
No, bro. No.
So the Dregless Orexy is talking to the new orc friend, while the two thieves are looking at the open door. Donk presses a little depression, and it pops the door open. And ahead of them,
We should have checked that ledge out first, man.
Ahead of them, they see a short hallway, about 15 feet, that ends at another door, which is closed. The walls are smooth, worked stone. The floor is tiled with large square stone tiles. And also, like Bommy just said, there is also a ledge halfway down the passageway which you came in.
Real quick.
Would that be a knowledge check to see if the door and the passageway to the ledge go to the same place?
I believe that, since you said it in character voice, I presume it's Dong saying it, not Kurt. I believe that the best way to find out would simply be to look.
That's a real meta way of doing it, man.
Should we split the party?
Yeah. No. That's
All right.
what I do.
Who would like to go down the hallway to the left, and who would like to go back down the passageway to the ledge to the right?
Uko is still pretty close to the ledge, so he'll go that way.
Bridger goes with Uko.
Okay, Bridger and Uko head off down the passageway that they came in,
Nat's gonna follow Bridger.
and followed by...
Guess I'm following Nat.
Oh, all right. So we've got 4 and 2. The intrepid rogues are forging ahead on their own.
Scouting party.
Listen,
And,
man, I think we got lucky that last time. We should go check out that ledge first.
Okay.
Can we shut this thing?
And Donk pushes the button again, and the door swings closed.
Nice work.
So you're going to go join the rest of the party?
Yep.
You sure you don't want to go down the passageway by yourselves?
Please.
I did not say that.
Blow
So-
me down, dude.
He just forgot to say passageway of death.
So everybody goes back down the original corridor, and they stop about where Bommy noted that he saw the ledge. And as the light from the gnat and the light from the torch illuminates this area, you can see that the ceiling goes a lot higher here, and there is about 10 feet off the ground. There is a ledge up there. You think you could probably climb up there with a rope and grappling hook,
Anybody
or
want a
just
boost?
climbing.
Anybody want a boost?
So
I could just climb it.
I'm gonna chuck the goblin up there. Just grab him and go woof.
Nat's gonna get out her rope and tie it around.
I grab the
Flea.
corgi. Hey, corgi, hold on. Woo! Anybody else want to ride? I'll throw the Uko up there too.
I think that'll be a little heavy.
I just picture this. Nat gets off and starts tying the rope around the flea, and then you chuck the corgi up there, and I'm holding on to the rope.
The dog makes it up there, but you're still dangling off the edge. And you're like, go back. No, the other way.
So Donk, you were the first one to say you were going to climb the wall. So go ahead and give me a climb check, athletics, please, to climb.
I'll really throw you up there if you want.
I don't need help.
I didn't say you did. I think it would be fun.
Arguable.
We'll find out in a
He
minute.
doesn't need that kind of help.
Nat,
I get a bonus for climbing. I'm trying to find out what the heck it is.
Okay.
I'm a tailed goblin.
I think that's a.
I'm gonna natural 20 to throw the corgi and the sprite up the wall up there.
Isn't that athletics?
Yeah,
That is athletics.
27.
Yeah. Are you still on the corgi, or did you actually get off the corgi?
I got off and started tying a rope around it.
Okay. Just as Nat wraps the rope over and under, and before he can or she can tie it, you pick up the corgi by the scruff of the neck, and it goes boop, and it flies up through the air and lands and rolls onto the ledge. You were on your way up, so give me a check to see how far you actually made it.
Somehow still majestic.
The wind blowing its hair back,
Ears flapping.
Ears flapping gently, paws.
little
doing
paws,
doing the walk.
Yeah, doing the doggy paddle in the air.
The party face should be the corgi.
I got a 16.
We need to give it a
16.
like something to give it a grit score.
Donk scampers up the wall like maybe he's part monkey. Just as a corgi flies over his head and lands and falls flat, poof, into the dusty ledge above. You pull yourself over the ledge and you are confronted with 2 ancient wooden doors.
What's the?
I thought he was going to say
climb?
ancient wooden dragons.
Rawr.
Well, are we in? We're not in initiative. Can I
Not
check the
in
doors for
initiative.
traps?
Are you not going to help your friends get up?
I thought they had a rope.
Does not sound like it.
Well, they would have if the corgi would have got tied before the or through him. But
Does the
didn't.
sprite need to go up too?
So the sprite actually is holding the rope downstairs.
Oh, I thought that it was all.
I'll
okay.
toss the sprite
I-
up there with an 18.
I can try to catch the rope.
Well, you managed to catch the. Give me an acrobatics check.
20.
As you're starting to walk back over to the ledge, and you've got your hands out, a sprite comes flying up at you, and you manage to bobble him, but you catch her, and she does have a rope in her hand and a very surprised look on her face.
Well, hello there. I gently place her on the ground.
Despite indications of the wings, she is not able to fly.
I think you're wrong.
I think she just did.
That was falling. Style.
So now that we have a sprite up here with a rope,
And a light. And a corgi.
I shall return my attention to checking for traps on the doors.
All right, I guess you're going to leave the sprite to secure the rope.
That's kind of the plan.
So
the rest of them?
the sprite will then, since the corgi's already up here, tie the rope around herself and go, "Okay, guys, come on up."
That's awesome.
I'll climb without the rope.
What did you get for athletics?
22.
Yeah, you make it, no problem.
Oh, man, I was going to ask you if you wanted to boost.
Now I will hold the rope.
You pull yourself over the ledge and you see the sprite, where all 9.5 inches of her, with her legs spread, belaying the rope and saying, "Come on up, guys." You obviously see this is not going to probably work.
I'll just hold on to the sprite. Not the rope, just the sprite.
The theme from Ghost plays.
Bommy, Bridger, and Uko, you now see that there is a rope secured. You heard the sprite say, "Go ahead, come on up," and you know that your friends Donk and your new friend Toof are up there already. And the corgi, of course.
You might want to go up first.
All right.
Well, with the rope, I'm pretty sure you're going to make it unless you roll a nat 1.
Don't need it.
You're up there.
22.
Oh, yeah.
Bridger's gonna be like, "Is there like enough space for all of us up there?" Or?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, there's probably a good 10, 15 feet up there. It'll be close, but Donk is looking at the doors.
When you get the doors open, I'll come up. Like it's like really crowded.
All right, so Donk,
You like a fire
you
monster
go over
face?
and what are you doing with the doors?
First thing I was looking for traps, pressure plates or tripwires.
Give me a
anything.
perception.
Ironically, fire is what I'm concerned about.
And is that off? That is my perception score.
Perception score, yes.
Okay, that is an 18.
Yeah, you don't see any traps. In fact, it looks like these doors haven't been used for quite a while. There's dust on the actual carvings in the door. It looks like the hinges are rusty to you. There's a latch, but it doesn't appear to be locked. You think if you gave them a good shove, it'd probably just open right up.
Okay, what do the carvings depict?
You're not sure exactly. They're pretty old and defaced, but you don't have religion, do you?
No.
Yeah, you have no idea.
There's
But
somebody,
is it writing or is it like?
No, it's like a carving of like a symbol or maybe a
It's like a bass fish.
Yeah, maybe.
A bass fish?
There is somebody directly behind you on the ledge that does have religion.
Yeah, I'm picking on Pete for calling it bass relief that one time.
No.
Bass
It's
relief.
like, yeah, it's a fish, bass fish.
It's a mistake. A
lot of people make it because you don't hear it often, but
So,
you see them
so
books.
Uko, you did make it to the top, correct?
Yeah.
All right, Donk is looking up and kind of scratching his head at these carvings. Give me a religion check, Uko, and you can probably tell me what those are.
22.
Ah, yes. You recognize this as a very old depiction of the god Gazra.
That's Gazra. But this door is old. Very old.
Are you going to open the door, Donk?
Thanks, Uko.
Who's Gazra?
Who is Gazra?
That's a damn good question.
Gazra is the nature's deity, basically. He's like the nature's fury. Natural storms and shit like that, right?
Wow. Toof is very knowledgeable about
That's
religion.
my deity.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and he tells you, yes, that
Yeah.
is my patron god.
Yes.
We learned a little something else about Toof. So, are you going to open the door?
Yeah, sure.
As you open the door, they creak on the rusty hinges, and on the far side of the room, you see a stone statue of a giant squid, its tentacles reaching towards the altar in the center of the chamber. Scum and moss and algae cover almost everything, but it hasn't quite touched a silver bowl sitting atop the altar.
All right.
And from your vantage point, you can see that the bowl is full of water, and there's about a 1.5 foot circle all the way around this bowl where the scum and the moss and stuff has not covered the chamber.
I turn to the rest of the party and I tell them in common.
There is a squid in there with giant testicles.
I'm no scientist, but
So,
I don't think squids have testicles.
Nat turns around and looks and goes,
That's where you're wrong.
"Oh, is that what testicles look like?"
Yes, precisely.
And cast detect magic.
Well, when she cast Detect Magic, the bowl and the water both glow with magical light.
The bowl is magical. You know, the one over by the testicles.
What about all this moss?
That looks like moss.
The moss and stuff does not glow.
It's kind of gross.
And the testicles or the squid do not glow either.
She looks at your jar of stuff pickled and goes, "That's gross to you, but okay. Bridger, the door's open. Come on and climb up."
I can clearly see the line of butts that you're all still very much in there. So clear some space. Maybe I'll climb them up soon.
While they're doing that, Uko is going to take a rubbing of this ancient
Uko's rubbing one off. What?
ancient
On the door, from what I heard.
depiction of
Gazra.
Gazra. Yeah.
All right, he's doing that. Toof, what are you doing? Are you going into the shrine?
Toof is wondering if this would be any sort of familiarity with his deity being Gazra. I don't remember the squid thing though.
Maybe a depiction of the sea
Maybe.
aspect.
Okay.
And this bowl is, it's a finely wrought silver bowl. It has engravings of waves and clouds and
this,
stuff around
I would
it.
probably think this is like a temple dedicated to
Yeah, you're pretty
the
sure.
raging powers of the sea.
Yeah, you're pretty sure
Okay.
it's a shrine to the water aspect of
All right.
Gazra.
Toof will go in, pay respects, and take a drink out of the pool. The bowl.
Are you damaged at all?
I am
Were
not.
You injured? Okay. You feel infused with light.
Okay.
And I need you to make me a fortitude save.
Natural 1.
Natural
Nice.
1.
Perfect.
You drink the water. It is cold, as one would expect. It has a slight salty brine taste to it, but you feel invigorated.
Okay.
However, after you swallow it and it sits in your stomach for a minute, you're like, and you feel as if a small part of the tempest of the storm has taken up residence in your stomach, and you don't
Gassy.
feel so good.
So that both excite me and disappoint me, right?
Right. It feels like you might have tested or failed a test of faith.
Yeah.
And
Can I use a hero point for that? Try to reroll?
well, you could, yes. Would
Yeah,
you
let's
like
do
to?
that, yeah.
You don't want your character to feel like you in real life last time?
Correct. So that's going to be a 16.
Yeah, You don't feel quite as sickened, but you still feel sickened, and you think this is going to last for a while.
I'm imagining the hero point is he just farts real long, and he's like, heroic.
This is sort of like a test shrine rather than a reverence shrine.
Correct. You as you place the bowl back on the altar, it refills with water.
Nice.
So, are you testing your testicles then?
No, that's what those are over there.
Now, just because you tasted it and you felt you tell everybody else you think if they're injured, this might give them healing because you do feel invigorated. However, you say it. Gazra's gifts always come with a cost, so if they're not strong of constitution or faith, they may get sick from it.
Okay.
But they will get healing.
I share that information with my newfound friends.
Thanks, I'm good.
How's the corgi? He okay?
Yeah, the flea's fine.
Okay.
I suppose I could take a nip.
Okay.
Are you injured, Nat?
Nat is injured from
Go ahead
the first session.
Go ahead and take a sip.
And then you'll need a fort save.
Yeah, I will need a fort save.
24.
Nice.
You are healed for 7 points, and you feel empowered. In fact, you think that as a reaction, for the next hour, you can get a critical hit whenever you get a regular hit one time.
Sweet.
As the power of the storm invigorates your sword arm or your bow.
I think Gazra likes me.
And apparently, you're going to be sick with a -1 to AC to hit, saves, damage for the next hour.
Second one.
Yeah.
I can attempt to fix that, I believe.
Sounds like a 50-50 shot, Maya.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I misread that. You can use the Fury of the Storm as a reaction in the next hour. When you are hit with a critical hit on an attack, this ability turns the critical success into an ordinary success. So the attack just deals normal damage and not double damage.
Strike that, reverse it.
Correct.
So it cancels a crit.
Yes. Turns a crit into a hit.
Damn.
Can I attempt to fix my sickened condition?
You can try to retch.
Okay.
Roll me a...
I don't want to do that in this temple, so I'll wait.
All right, so you can do that, yes. If you retch, you make a DC 15 flat check. If you succeed, you throw up and you feel better.
Okay.
Anybody else injured would like to drink from the bowl?
All right, I'll give it a try.
All right, go ahead, Bommy. Take your drink and give me a fortitude save.
Fuck.
Fuck.
That'd be a 9 altogether.
Well, the good news is you get 5 hit points of healing.
That is good news.
The bad news is that was a critical failure on the fortitude save, so you're sickened 2.
Please do not get sick in the temple.
Gazra giveth and Gazrith taketh away. Anybody else want to take a drink? Everybody's good? Are you going to leave the bowl or are you going to take the bowl with you?
I want to leave the bowl. It belongs here.
Bridger, being a priest of the Black Butterfly, will not attempt the test of faith for a different deity.
And that's admirable. I understand that. So no one else wants to drink?
I just watched the dwarf get sick.
You did. but you're a goblin. You have a stronger stomach. You might be all right.
It's
And
not.
he did get healed. And
It's not about the strength of the...
You also have a healer.
But I'm not injured.
So then don't drink it.
well, while Donk is deciding if he should drink or not to drink, we'll have to wait and find out next time on Shield Bash. Thanks, everybody.
Toof.
Shield Bash is made in association with Knights of the Octagon and the Farmageddon Gaming Convention. Find us online at shieldbash.net, on Facebook at shieldbash, on Twitter at bashshield, and on YouTube at shieldbash. Bumper music provided by Lee Rosevere. Other artists can be found in the episode description. Troubles in Otari, Abomination Vaults, Serpent Skull, and Pathfinder are the property of Paizo Publishing Incorporated. Leave a comment on iTunes for a chance to hear us read it out on the podcast. Questions and comments can be sent to shieldbashpodcast@gmail.com.